Welcome. I'm your host, Maxine Millimeter, and this is XYZ, where everything that's happening is happening here. We sat with amazing leaders throughout the city that's breaking the cycle and claiming a new light on a brighter tomorrow. We have city trustees, mental health specialists, and much more. It's not just real chat, it's real people and impactors showing you how even you can do it too. It hasn't been easy, but it's all here for you to be informed. So buckle your seatbelts and remember, no shade. We discuss it all here under the sun.
Before we air today, we would like to thank our higher power for allowing this opportunity to connect with each other to inform our communities of various information and resources.
He's placed lungs into our bodies to live and press forward each day, as well as blessed us with our apprehensive resources to perceive each message. Thank you, Lord. We love you. We honor you. In Jesus' name, amen.
A fearless crime chaser with a mission to bring truth to light and keep communities informed. Armed with a sharp eye, a relentless drive for facts, and a deep sense of responsibility, this individual is always on the scene, capturing real-time updates, uncovering hidden details, and sharing critical information that empowers the public. Whether it's late-night sirens or breaking investigations, he's there not for the thrill, but to ensure every voice is heard and every neighborhood stays aware, alert, and safer. Here to tell the truth and shame the devil, XYZ introduces today Mr. Martin G. Johnson.
All right, live, uncut, unedited.
Yes.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in today, and hey, you get an exclusive behind the scene about the crime chaser Martin G. Johnson.
Absolutely. Now, where was Crime Chaser established?
Where? Right here in the city of Chicago, established through me. And where I got the name from is you have a storm chaser because people tend to chase storms that are in the southern states. So that's real risky. So I was like, wow, I'm chasing crime. So that's where I got the word crime chaser from.
Right.
Right, so hey, that's the idea I got from. Because chasing crime here in the city of Chicago can be and is real risky.
It is. Now, what inspired you to get into this field?
Well, it was this organization called, what was the name of Chicago Against Violence. Okay. Shout out to Andre Smith, he's the CEO, and the co-founder is James Poole. So what we were doing, we would go around and take like still pictures of the crime scenes. That's what we were doing. And then when I thought about the Facebook Live, it just came out. I said, man, this take this thing to another level. Yeah, that's what I did. And actually, let me be real honest. Now, I'm going to tell the truth, shame the devil. Hey. I remember when Mike Brown, when the police officer shot him, Mike Brown, and they did the riots or something like that. And I was seeing a guy, he was videoing everything that was going on, and I was like, man, I want to do that. Right. And that's where I got the idea from him. Okay. So I can't remember the guy's name, but I looked at him and I was like, man, if I can do what he's doing and I can show the whole world about the crime here in the city of Chicago. And one of my real reasons to do it, because people always believe, influential people that live in influent areas like downtown or north somewhere, they believe that we didn't cooperate with the police. And the only reason why we got this crime in our area because we don't call the police. Right. And that's a lie because we call 911. Yeah. Now, we ain't going out there and get them, but we'll call them. Say, hey.
We gonna call.
We gonna call. Now, you want us to go get us and come in court and testify, and we ain't gonna do that one.
Right, exactly. Now, with so much going on in the world, do you sometimes fear of being targeted for being so informative?
Yes, it comes with the territory. And I feel, my prayer is, I say, God, you're not going to allow anything to happen to me that is not in your will. So if I have to face, I've been in some tight situations. Thank God I've never got shot at and beat up. I've been cursed out and threatened, not only in person, but on social media as well. So I just try to be transparent. I try not to show people bodies, which I don't show the body, unless it's covered up. But if it's like a bloody sheet and cover it up, I don't do it.
Right.
I don't do it.
Okay. Now let's talk about the bait truck back in 2021.
Oh,
like,
my
walk
God.
the viewers through what happened.
Oh my God, I'm gonna make it real short. The first day, Charles McKenzie, which you are familiar with,
Yes.
Inglewood First Responders, I'm on that board. He called him arresting the guys that's breaking on the truck.
Okay.
I believe that was around 59th and Wentworth.
All right.
So the next day, I went to Chicken Around the World, Wings, whatever. It was on 59th and Halsted. Was that like 59th, something like that in Halsted. And so I was having lunch.
Right.
And it was this random young lady. She said, "Hey, Martin, they said that truck over there on 69th and Carpenter." I was like, "Man, I ain't finna go over there." And I said, "Well, you know what? I'm having my lunch." I just took my lunch, got in my little yellow box truck, and just, I was going over there. So I seen a bunch of FBI-looking guys in a long 18-wheeler. So what I did was I jumped in the lot where I could just see them eating my lunch, and I was just watching. And I went live watching. Like, man, I thought they was done, actually.
Right.
But they were just getting started. So that's how I caught them with that. That's the short story. That's how I caught them.
Right.
I caught them from A to Z. So they could not deny what they were doing.
Well, good job, man. Okay, and now, how do you handle your stress levels with handling this line of business?
Well, the stress level, this is one of my triggers. When I'm at a crime scene and when the parents come or the sister or relatives or something, and when I see them break down, that triggers me. So immediately when I see that, I'm gone. I turn that camera around, I'm out of there, because I'm like this. When they hurt, I hurt, because I don't want to see none of us laying on the pavement, bodies riddled with bullets. That's hurt. That defeats the purpose of what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to bring awareness and help the people that look like me. I help all, but first my people.
There we go. Now, do you have children, or?
Yes, I have children.
Now, how do they feel about your mission?
They really don't say much. They don't really say much. I know they'd be a little nervous, but they don't say much.
Okay. They don't be like, "Dad, like, go up in the house somewhere."
Yeah. They don't say much.
Okay, but they're really supportive of
They're
what
very
it is
supportive.
that you do.
Very, very supportive. And what you won't do, you never see them on social media defending me and all that. And I ask them not to.
Yeah.
Let me handle it. Now, if somebody talking about hurting me or something, then you let me know. But other than small
Right.
talk, it doesn't even matter.
Let it brush off your shoulder.
Right, let it brush off. Okay.
Exactly. So, what safety tactics do you have to inform your viewers, to utilize?
Okay, I have like 2 or 3. My number one favorite one, I have observed by watching different people sitting in cars in high crime areas. Now, if you know you in a high crime area, you should not be sitting in the car smoking weed or drinking or entertaining and things like that. That is very dangerous.
Right.
Most of the people that get shot and killed in the car, no one never gets caught. It's always a black SUV, a silver, white, gray, spared away. So we don't know who's doing that. Because a person get killed in the black community doesn't mean that a black person is by the hands of a black person. And that's real talk.
Yes.
Real talk. Oh, another pet peeve of mine. Ladies, young ladies, those of you that like street guys, confrontational guys. Now I can't tell you what you can like and what you can't like. But what I can tell you, if you have a man that's confrontational on social media, always in real time, you better watch yourself. That's not a good person to date with, at least not in the public. Because I've learned from experience, guys like that drive your car while you at work. Now he pick you up. Now the guy spot the license plate, and they shoot up the whole car. They're not gonna ask the woman to lean to the side. Matter of fact, you wouldn't even know to lean to the side.
Yeah.
He know.
And bullets ain't got no name.
It got no name. And this is how you know, ladies, listen to this. I'm gonna put you on a little game. If you got a guy and you driving, and he in the passenger seat, and the seat is laid back like that, and he got his hood on, his face mask on, and he'll never want to get out and pump gas for you, you know you got a marked man. You better be careful with that gentleman. That's real talk. Now, I can't tell you who not to date. I'm just saying, if you want to live to see your babies, watch yourself. That's a safety tip. And parents, one more. I always tell parents to search your children's bedroom for guns and drugs. If you don't do it, I remember years ago, it was always the lamest person that we give the guns to hold the guns in their house. So because your son is not tatted up or had a locks or no earrings and all that, that doesn't mean that he's not involved.
Exactly. Now, something that I wanted to know, when I had heard.
She getting personal now, y'all. Watch it. She getting personal now with the crime chaser now.
No,
y'all hear that? Go ahead.
with being a crime chaser,
Okay.
like, how do you know about these locations? Like, you're sometimes you're even at the crime scenes
Right.
first. Like, what are you like? Are you Batman?
I'm gonna explain this to you. One, which we don't have anymore, the scanner. The scanner is like 20-minute delay. Now, when I used to have the scanner, also, I would have people that have my personal number or they inbox me, Martin, what's going on over there on 63rd and Halsted? What's going on over there? I go over there and see, or they say, somebody got shot over here. People that I know personally. Now,
Okay.
you can't run to every crime. Now, I know it seems like that I be at every crime. No, I don't be at crimes. I only give maybe 1% of the crime. So, it's by divine intervention. I don't know, I could just drive down the street and just run into something. I said, God, what is this? Why am I always running into these crimes? But it happens like that. It happens.
Right.
So I hope I explained that best.
No, you explain that extremely
Okay.
well. Thank you. So now there's been reports of police misconduct, and seemingly it's targeted in the Black and brown communities. So even though searches and Googles have admitted that they have to reach quotas of policing and citations in the Black and brown communities,
Right.
what can target communities do to prevent and protect their own?
Well, listen to me. Those of you that's out there, listen to me. You don't hold court on the street. You hold court in the courthouse.
Okay.
So, in other words, if the officer pull you over, do the best you can to be compliant. Even if you know if it's violating your rules. Now, it's already been proven that you could do everything you do and still get shot. So I always tell my people, if the Chicago police pull you over, pull out your cell phone. I don't care if you got 3 pistols. I don't care if you got drugs on you, and record. That's for your protection and for your safety. That's number one thing. And when you pull up, when the police pull you over, you let down all them dark windows so they can see. You cut on the interior light. You keep your hands high. If you don't have your license, say, officer, I don't have my license.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just don't play no games. I thought I hit it. I left my wallet. Don't do none of that.
Okay.
Don't do none of that. So those are the smart thing to do.
Yeah. It's very unfortunate because all because of the color of your skin or
Of
your
course.
ethnic background, you have to be a lot more precautious out here. But like as you said, it's not even about winning the battle now. It's about defeating the war later on. So
That's it. Because if you hit the police and whoop the police, it's either 2 things. You better be ready to die or be ready to kill. One or 2. Because you're not going to win. You're not going to win. They can cause so much pain as a stroke of a pen on a piece of paper. Say you did this and that. Now it's up to the burden of proof is on your attorney to refute what the police said.
Okay. Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah, no, that makes
Okay.
perfect
Okay.
sense. Now, I do want to kind of branch on into, because I don't want to I want to be fair and speak on not just the justification of the law enforcement, but I want to also speak on the scam that we as a people have fought for and watched it condescend and give us like a merry-go-round of traumatic experiences. Black Lives Matter.
Oh, Lord. Have
So,
mercy.
why do you feel what started as a movement turning into a nightmare?
Well, actually, it definitely was a powerful movement. What they've done is a feminine organization. Feminine organization is what I'm saying now. Feminine now. I'm allowed to say that. And they don't support family, male and female. So what they have done they took Black death, Black pain, and put their agenda behind it.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Black Lives Matter have done a lot of great work. Great work.
Yes.
Great work in the community. But the core of it is we see what it is now.
Somewhere they lost
Right.
position.
It shouldn't be just for police shootings only. It should be for us as well.
Absolutely.
Let me be. I want to be
Agree.
transparent.
I agree.
So don't wait till an officer wrongly shoot one of us. We need to do it for each other too as well.
Yeah.
Support each other on a local level as well.
Yeah, as well as, I noticed that until up in, I think, 2020, we didn't have any outpatient mental facilities.
Right.
And, there's a lot less safe havens and resources that our communities have. So that's, why I do what I do and you do what you do. And I appreciate you.
Right.
Now, do you think places of poverty can one day arise from their inability to prosper?
Well, I say yes, but because black people, we're liquid gold, We have to apply ourselves to it. And I was listening to a lot of people. I was listening to R. Kelly this morning before I came over here. And I was listening to his inspirational song, I Believe I Can Fly. He said, if you can believe, you can achieve. You gotta know it in your mind. We have to have a new mindset in these communities of poverty. I was born dirt poor. I still consider myself poor, but I'm rich in spirit.
Right.
In spirit. So we have to have a new mindset. We can't blame white supremacy on trash in front of our house. We have to do that ourselves. We have to pick up our own trash. We can't blame that on them. Things that we can change, let us do that. When we start taking pride where we live and start loving on each other. And that's what we need to do. I tell any young lady, if you dating a man and you find out that he don't love himself, he cannot love you. How can you expect a man to love you when he don't love himself? Yeah. So, black people, how do you expect for white people to love us and treat us right when we don't treat ourselves right? We have to love on each other. We have to show some sense of pride. Not all of us, but some of us.
Yes.
That's all I want to say. No mean to preach, but.
No, I definitely understand what you're saying. One fall, we all fall. One band, one sound. So, I also want to add in as well, if you don't mind. I think it's more so about, us as a unit taking accountability as well.
Right.
Even because with the controversy with, Mr. Kelly, some people have their thoughts up on the whole situation, but at the end of the day, certain things are kind of black or white, and it's like you can make it seem one way, and it's like, right is right is wrong and wrong. Right. It's not always about a color thing.
Right.
So
that's right. Let me say this. The term that we use, and you probably use it, but I'm going to educate you a little bit. It's called black on black crime. There's no such thing as black on black crime. It's called crime. That's what it is. Crime is proximity. People that tend to live around each other commit crime against the area where they live at. People. So if we were living in a mixed area, some of you live in a mixed area, you wouldn't say black on black crime.
You say diverse crime.
Yeah. Right. So that's game. Yep. That's a white supremacist talking point. Period.
Okay. Yes. Now, if there's anything that you can leave our youth as well as our elders with today to help them feed their minds for the better, what would you like to say?
I'll say a couple of things. For those of you that's out there, young people, anybody that introduces you to drugs is not your friend. Okay, well, you say, well, Martin, I smoke weed. Okay. Now, somebody want to match a blunt with you, that's cool. I understand that. But if they want to introduce you to another drug, which is, say, some pills or some lean, they're trying to destroy you.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2, young people, stay in school, learn how to read. There's no shortcut of learning how to read. You have to keep reading to know how to read. The people that learn how to read tend to do better in life.
There we go.
You can read you can read contracts. You can get jobs that others can't get. You don't have to wait on someone to tell you what certain things mean. So you have to know how to read. Stay reading. It helps the mind. And another thing too, when you see your brother and your sister, don't be so hostile. It's okay to say hi to you. You don't have to smile. You will, well, Martin, if I smile, they're going to take it as a sign of weakness. No, just greet your brother. When I see people, I just ball a fist or give them a little nod. I see you. And if you're walking down the street, this is for my older people that's older, that have children. So if you're a parent, I'm a parent. when you live in certain areas and you have activity in front of your house, it pays to speak to the neighborhood people that's hanging out. Well, Marty, I don't want to be involved in no. It pays to be nice, because if that person sees you on the red line and one of his friends want to do something to you, he'll stop his friend. But why you say that, Martin? Because, hey, that's my neighbor. He or she always speaking, they cool, leave him alone. Don't mess with it. Don't carjack her. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So we have to think like that. We have to think like that, because that same guy that you roll your eyes at all the time, give bad vibes, you don't have to say anything, but they feel that energy that you pushing out toward them, that might cost you your life one day. Somebody might want to break in your house or do something to you. And a lot of these guys will help you when they see you in trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to, add, because I feel like, even though those are good steps to be preventative, it's not always a proactive thing. Like,
right.
even though, the possibility is lessened because that person knows you, it don't mean that, that the snakes still won't linger in your grass. So always be careful and be
always be, but it doesn't cost to be polite. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube, Martin G. Johnson. Or just Google Crime Chaser, one word, or Google my name, Martin G. Johnson. It'll come right on up.
Yep. And on YouTube, the name of your show is
Live, uncut, unedited. This is where we tell the truth. And what? Shame the devil. In my Martin G. Johnson voice.
Well, thank you for all the time. I appreciate you so much for stepping out and informing everybody and just doing the work that you do out there. And that's all the time we have for today, you guys here. And you heard it first here, Under the Sun. Peace out.
Peace.
Entrepreneur? Have a business or organization you'd like to promote? Be heard and tell your story. XYZ is looking to showcase you on our show. From chefs to city councils, from music performers to organizations, we want to give all an opportunity to be heard. Email us today and let's network at xyzunderthesun@gmail.com. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you, and peace and light.